Imagine a world where the spark of the next great war ignites not from the thunder of missiles overhead, but from a hushed echo pulsing through the frigid depths beneath the polar ice. That's no fantasy, it's a chilling reality brewing as we speak, sending shivers down spines worldwide. In this frozen expanse, as icy winds howl and snowflakes bite like needles, major powers clash over hidden treasures below, vast oil, gas, and minerals that could fuel economies or ignite envy. New shipping lanes slice through the Arctic, slashing distances between continents, promising trade booms. Yet, the real flashpoint? A shadowy arms race that's heating up. Flash forward to October 25, 2025. Alarms blare in remote outposts. Norway's defense minister, Bjorn Arild Gram, warns of Russia's ominous buildup, fortifications in the Arctic Circle, missiles locking onto targets like Norway, the UK, Canada, and the US. This is the northern fortress, heart of Russia's nuclear shield, where ballistic missile submarines lurk like silent ghosts, poised for retaliation. Now, North Atlantic Treaty Organization forces probe this bastion. Intelligence reports and naval journals buzz with urgency. The U.S. Navy's Sea Wolf-class and Britain's Astute-class submarines, those elusive predators known as silent hunters, swarm the region in greater numbers. They're playing a lethal game of hide-and-seek under the ice, stalking Russia's elite Northern Fleet subs. But this isn't mere routine. In September and October, the USS Gerald Ford Carrier Group unleashed hunts for Russian undersea threats. These maneuvers aim to expose and shadow Russia's core nuclear force, its sea-based missiles, ready to pounce if crises erupt. Picture Moscow cornered, a high-stakes gambit forcing them to escalate dangerously or expose weaknesses in their armor. Beneath the Arctic's glassy shield, this covert warfare edges toward catastrophe. What if Armageddon starts with a whisper, not a roar? In October 2025's Barents Sea, Phase Zero looms, that tense pre-strike hush, where hunters become hunted. Dive deeper into this auditory minefield. Enter Russia's Yuzin M-class missile submarines, epitomized by K-561 Kazan, evolving guardians of their Bory-class ballistic subs. Their radical stealth thwarts Western ears, rivaling elite American tech. Armed with Caliber cruise missiles, Onyx supersonic ones, and rumored Zircon hypersonic blasts, they transform from stalkers to strike forces under waves. Yet, flaws linger, potential lags in reactor efficiency and sonar tricks. Across the divide, America's Sea Wolf subs, like the USS Sea Wolf and USS Jimmy Carter, sneak into Russia's defense zones, trailing and encircling nuclear threats to disrupt any second-strike dreams. Built during the Cold War's twilight for peak secrecy, their natural flow reactors whisper silently, sensors piercing noise. Sparsity limits them, though, with just 3 built. Modern Virginia and British Astutes fill gaps. How do these titans clash in silence? Venture to the Barents Sea, a Bory sub glides off base, shadowed by an Yuzin M. Sonar chaos reigns, ice groans, water layers bend sounds into mirages. The USS Sea Wolf idles. Passive sonar alert for Yuzin echoes. A hint surfaces. The sub freezes. Yuzin scans, mixing passive with faint active pings, seeking peace in the ocean's roar. Suspicion mounts, but locations blur. Hours stretch in tension, who dares break first? Seawolf's captain senses Yuzin's vicinity. Activating active sonar risks exposure. Cleverly, they tease, a speed burst or subtle clink. Yuzin's bridge tenses, what orphans the noise? Torpedo? NATO snare? Choices loom, bolt, hold, ping, or retaliate. Yuzin elects caution, a ping ripples out, bouncing off ice and vessels, revealing positions. Seawolf locks in instantly. Advantage seized, it looses a Mark 48 ADCAP torpedo silently. Yuzin reacts aggressively, altering course, deploying decoys, launching its own salvo, be it caliber toward Seawolf's spot. Now a tech sprint, torpedo chases underwater. Zircon, if armed, plunges hypersonically. Can Seawolf evade? In this duel, quiet mastery favors the American, likely striking true. But if disrupted, escalation looms. Tensions peak under thickening ice. Will a misinterpreted echo shatter global peace? In this frozen theater, the unsaid war teeters, and one wrong move could plunge us all into darkness. Looming twists, intelligence leaks, a defection betrayal, or unexpected ally shifts altering fortunes. Stay vigilant, the abyss stirs. The icy depths of the Arctic harbor secrets and threats unseen by the world above. In this frozen realm, two naval titans, the Russian Yazan M-class submarine and the American Sea-Wolf class, square off in a deadly game of cat and mouse that could ignite a global conflict. As tensions rise beneath the ice, the captain of the Sea-Wolf senses that the Yazan lies somewhere in the depths. He strategizes to provoke a reveal, using a faint sound or a minor increase in speed to tempt the Russian adversary into a desperate move. It's a gamble where every second counts, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The Yazan captain, alert to this intrusion, faces a dilemma: flee or engage? Time is slipping away. Then it happens. The quiet hum of the submarine is shattered by an unexpected sound. The Yazan captain must decide quickly: should he activate his sonar to determine what lurks nearby? He weighs his options carefully. Activating the sonar will announce his position, a risk that could lead to disaster. But the pressure is mounting, and he must make a choice. With a deep breath, he gives the command. The sonar pulse resonates through the icy caverns of water, echoing like a death knell. That sound waves reverberate throughout the underwater expanse, alerting all nearby vessels to the Yazan's presence. But it is not an indiscreet move, it may also expose him to danger. The Sea-Wolf sensors instantly pinpoint the Yazan's location, pulling in crucial data about its speed and trajectory. In a flash, the Sea-Wolf holds the upper hand, ready to strike with precise torpedoes while remaining shrouded in silence. Yet the Yazan is not without defenses. The moment it sent out the sonar pulse, it caught the echo of its own enemy's movements. The Yazan captain, quick to act, shifts course and prepares to retaliate. Could he unleash his advanced hypersonic missile, transforming from the hunted to the hunter in a heartbeat? This vital moment may just tip the balance in this icy battlefield, with technology and reaction speed colliding in a race against time. In this tense standoff, the fate of nations hangs in the balance. Will strategic superiority determine the outcome, or will instinct and rapid response reign supreme? As the Sea-Wolf prepares for attack, it becomes clear, this silent war beneath the ice could explode into an all-out conflict at any moment, driven by a single, critical decision. Continuing from the tense underwater standoff, where the Sea-Wolf and Yazan sub-commanders eye each other in a deadly game of shadows beneath the Arctic ice, the Yazan captain might strike first, launching a hypersonic Zircon missile, or a long-range Caliber missile, straight at the Sea-Wolf's hideout. Now, it's a frantic sprint against time, pitting raw tech against gut instinct. Imagine the chilling blast of water rushing past hulls as the Mark 48 ADCAP torpedo slithers through the abyss, its silent hum cutting through layers of frozen silence. Feel the icy grip of the ocean depths, where every sound echoes like a heartbeat in a void. Yet, claims swirl that the Zircon, diving from above at hypersonic fury, defies interception. What if the Sea-Wolf's only shot at survival is vanishing into the black, evading the unstoppable streak? But is this Zircon truly unleashed from subs? Uncertainty shrouds its readiness. In this high-stakes scene, the Sea-Wolf's edge shines through, its superior quietness and sight granting the first devastating hit. More likely, the Sea-Wolf unleashes its Mark 48 torpedo, locking on tight before the Yazan can counter with crafty evasion. Picture the sonar blip fading into dread, as sub-commanders choke on the weight of command, sweat beating in the pressurized chill. Rhetorical whispers haunt the bridge: could technology's edge really crown the hunter here? Delving into expert views from open-source digs, NATO's elite nuclear attack subs boast an upper hand over Russia's Yazan M fleet, sharper sonar whispers, deeper stealth. This tilt makes NATO predators the ones peering first, striking first, humiliating their foes in silent triumph. But hold on, Russia fights from home turf, the Arctic bastion its fortress. Do they twist geography into a weapon, acoustic labyrinths confounding invaders? Strategic layouts and seabed secrets might wrestle back control, leveling the playing field against Silicon supremacy. Shocking twist, should that inaugural ping shatter the quiet, and the initial torpedo scream forth, stakes soar beyond sunken metal. It's not just boats lost, Russia's nuclear shield cracks wide open, or NATO's prized killer subs, costing billions, get snared in foreign traps. Either blow flips the world's fragile peace, alliances crumbling in the wake. Sensory storm rages, metallic twang of hull stress, engine growl muffled by snow-dolloped seas, the bone-jarring thump of imploding pressure. Can a crew's heartbeat decide empire's fate? Fate teeters on misinterpreted echoes, a warped sound wave igniting Armageddon's fuse. Will it end with a gasp in the Arctic dark, or escalate to chaos above? Unforeseen betrayal looms. What if Russia's home advantage reveals NATO cracks, turning hunters into the hunted? The Arctic may soon become the stage for a confrontation that could reshape global dynamics. But what if the next world conflict doesn't start with a thunderous explosion, but with the eerie silence of sonar signals deep beneath the polar ice? As of late 2025, the race for dominance in this icy expanse is heating up, as powerful nations vie for control over untapped resources and new trade routes. In a chilling warning, Norwegian Defense Minister Tor Sandvik disclosed a troubling reality: Russia is enhancing its military footprint in the Arctic, with nuclear weapons aimed not only at Norway but also across the pole to Canada and the United States. This strategic game takes place in what is referred to as the Northern Fortress, a critical area where Russia's most formidable nuclear submarines operate. Meanwhile, NATO forces are probing this stronghold, increasing tensions and pushing the balance of power toward a volatile brink. But the stakes extend beyond mere military might. They encompass the future of trade and economic security for nations involved. As NATO submarines infiltrate the depths, the effectiveness of Russia's defensive strategy, years in the making, comes into question. If NATO's vast submersibles can track Russia's nuclear fleet within its own sanctum, the reliability of Moscow's nuclear deterrent may be compromised. This underwater chess match is not only a clash of weaponry, it portends potentially devastating economic ramifications. The backdrop of this conflict is the unsettling reality of climate change, which is swiftly transforming Arctic geography. As ice caps melt away, the Northern Sea Route, a shortcut for maritime traffic between Asia and Europe, is becoming increasingly viable. Russia aims to transform this corridor into a critical artery for global trade, yet the shadow of NATO submarines looms large, a harbinger of peril for this economic lifeline. What happens when these stealthy predators meet in the dark, icy depths? Imagine the scene: a Russian Boryai-class submarine hugging the ocean floor, accompanied by a Yasen M-class hunter. Meanwhile, NATO's Sea Wolf-class submarine, a technological marvel, silently prowls, seeking its prey. The tension escalates, sound waves blur and distort in the undercurrents, making every sensory detail a matter of life and death. The encounter might begin with silence as Russian and NATO vessels detect anomalies, suspecting each other's presence. A standoff ensues, where every beep and ping could mean victory or devastation. For the captain of the Sea Wolf, this delicate balance could hinge on a single command: will he risk revealing his position to track the elusive Yasen, or will he remain hidden, waiting for the perfect moment to strike? This silent struggle is fraught with peril at every turn. A miscalculation could tempt either captain into utilizing active sonar, abruptly escalating the conflict. In the changing tides of Arctic strategy, the balance of power could hinge on a mere whisper. As tensions rise, will one slip of the finger lead to the unthinkable? Or will the icy depths remain a battlefield of shadows, where silence reigns, luring nations into a dance of war? The Arctic's fate hangs in the balance, where every decision carries catastrophic potential. The haunting question persists: could the next global conflict truly ignite from mere sonar signals? This unfolding drama just beneath the ice may hold the key to the world's precarious future. Building on the previous overview, Russia's Kremlin sees the Northern Sea Route as a vital economic growth engine. It controls much of this icy pathway. Yet, NATO's increasing submarine forays threaten to disrupt this ambition. Imagine the chill biting your skin as you stand on a platform overlooking frozen seas. What shocking move could choke Russia's economic dreams right at their start? This isn't just ice melting, it's a conflict brewing in the depths. If NATO anchors those advanced subs permanently in Arctic waters, especially at critical North Sea route choke points, the route's safety crumbles. Picture the rumble of engines fading under suspicion. Merchant ships would sense danger in every shadow, fearing not just waves but hidden threats. The air thickens with tension, smells of salt and frost mixing with a metallic tang of fear. In a real crisis, would NATO subs dare to seal off the waters, halting vessels like a trapdoor slamming shut? This risks asphyxiating Moscow's gleaming economic artery before it even pulses with life. Beyond that, the Arctic hides untold riches, vast resources Russia claims as its own. Feel the icy crunch underfoot, a reminder of sovereignty fought in silence. NATO subs lingering nearby whisper subversion, indirectly eroding Russia's grip. In a world questioning military might, holding economic turf becomes slippery as a glacier's edge. Could one unexpected patrol shatter decades of resource dominance? At its core, this hide-and-seek drama explodes beyond sub versus sub clashes. It's a fierce grab for control over tomorrow's trade highways and energy vaults. Shaped by climate's icy grasp, NATO's tactics humiliate Russia's stronghold and dash its prosperity hopes. Feel the sting of that betrayal, the way hope freezes into doubt. Dissecting this underwater frenzy reveals a perilous gamble on the global stage. Each maneuver blares technological prowess while probing true motives, risking a vortex of retaliation. This transcends mere surveillance beneath the ice. It's a grand strategy to seize Russia's lifeline, those thawing routes and untapped wealth, and freeze Moscow diplomatically by exposing its deterrence cracks. What twist could topple the scales? In a heartbeat, a silent ping might escalate into chaos, forcing nations to choose, escalate or expose? This phantom warfare redraws power maps, leaving us gasping at the abyss. Will the Arctic thaw reveal victory or mutual doom? As tensions peak, recall the Seawolf's modus operandi. Ultra-quiet reactor hums softly. Sonar arrays pierce the noise. No adversaries know its position, until madness. Russia's counter, Yuzin M staunchly patrols. Acoustic silence deceives foes. Yet, vulnerabilities lurk, lags in tech or processing. Imagine a captain's palm sweating on controls, echoes distorting reality. Suppose NATO's sub ventures deep. It spots Yuzin's glow in the abyss. What if the Russian commander misinterprets a minor ripple? Is it illusion or incursion? He pings, and exposes himself. The Seawolf triangulates instantly. Advantage seized. Mark 48 torpedo launches silent. Yuzin scrambles, changes course, deploys decoys. Or fires, a Zircon hypersonic missile slicing air at Mach figures, plunging fast. Can the Seawolf evade before impact? Uncertainty reigns over its deployment. But here's the killer twist. In this duel, Russia's Boryai SSBNs, the nuclear backbone, lurk unnoticed. If Yuzin falls, Boryai strikes first, tipping Armageddon. NATO humiliates with tech, but solitude ices its lost subs. Who truly hunts whom? The Arctic whispers, empires burn in ice. Stay tuned for the next gasp. In the freezing depths beneath the Arctic ice, an unseen battle brews, one that could reshape the world. As global tension escalates, the Arctic transforms into a pivotal theater where the silent whispers of submarines could trigger chaos at any moment. The minimalist yet haunting acoustics of the ocean conceal more than just icebergs, they mask a perilous cat-and-mouse game. Will the wrong sonar echo escalate into a conflict no one wants? Recent revelations have thrust the Arctic's strategic significance into the spotlight. Melting ice caps unveil previously concealed waterways and military bases, while the ominous specter of advanced submarine technology hovers, turning the frozen landscape into an arena of silent confrontation. On October 25, 2025, the Norwegian Defense Minister, Tor Sandvik, issued stark warnings. Russia's bulwark at the Arctic Circle has fortified its positions, its nuclear weapons now pointing toward not just Norway but also the UK and the United States. The Kola Peninsula, a historic stronghold of Russian nuclear capabilities, now sits on the brink of a confrontation. In this high-stakes environment, what is at stake? A single decision made by a solitary submarine captain could dramatically shift the strategic balance. A solitary sonar ping has the potential to ignite a cataclysmic series of events. In this lethal game, silence reigns supreme, where the subtlest shift in sound could mean life or death. As NATO eyes the Arctic, its fleets of state-of-the-art submarines, including the formidable Sea Wolf class, lurk undetected, striving to unveil Russia's hidden nuclear arsenal. The USS Sea Wolf, equipped with cutting-edge sonar technology, represents NATO's technological edge. Its mission: infiltrate, track, and potentially neutralize the Russian submarine threat before it rises to the surface. But Russia is not defenseless. The Yasen M-class submarines, equipped with advanced armaments, serve as sentinels in this formidable chess game, ready to counteract any assault. However, beneath the icy waters, the tension escalates. With each passing moment, the stakes grow higher. The icy gloom transforms into an arena where hunters and prey blur, and both sides are poised to pounce. The Sea Wolf, now within striking distance, detects an anomaly that could signal the Yasen's presence. In a split second, the captain must choose: activate sonar and reveal his position, or remain silent and risk losing track of the enemy. As the silence stretches on, both sides engage in an intricate dance, their fates intertwined within the icy chaos. A sound, a faint creak, a subtle disturbance, could unravel everything. The commander's heart races, aware that the misjudgment of any signal might unleash forces that would plunge the world into war. And then, it happens. Suddenly, a terrifying realization looms. What if the next major global conflict doesn't begin with missile strikes but with a solitary, silent sonar pulse beneath the ice? The very foundation of security teeters precariously, hinting at a relentless race between advanced technologies and instinctual military prowess. Will the Yasen M be the hunter or the hunted? And as decisions are made in moments of sheer tension, will they spark a larger confrontation that could echo through history? The thrilling race for survival in this frozen battleground is just beginning, but the question remains: who will take the first plunge into the depths of this silent warfare? In the previous segment, we explored the treacherous waters of the Arctic battlefield, where the Yasen M-class nuclear-powered ballistic missile represents the formidable strength of the Russian Navy. Now, we dive deeper into this silent showdown. The Yasen M emerges as a predator, its primary mission tailored to track and neutralize NATO's stealthy hunters, safeguarding Russia's Bor-class strategic submarines. This sophisticated platform has gained notoriety for its groundbreaking acoustic stealth, rivaling even some of the most advanced American submarines. What sets the Yasen M apart is not just its stealth but its fearsome arsenal. Armed with Kalibr cruise missiles, Onyx supersonic missiles, and the hypersonic Zircon anti-ship missiles, it transforms from a mere hunter into a versatile strategic powerhouse lurking in the ocean depths. Yet, Western analysts caution that despite its strengths, the Yasen M may have shortcomings in reactor technology and sonar signal processing compared to its adversaries. Facing off against this Leviathan is the Sea Wolf-class nuclear attack submarine, an emblem of NATO's technological prowess. Vessels like the USS Sea Wolf and the USS Jimmy Carter embody the aim to penetrate Russian defenses, known as the Bastion, to locate and track nuclear submarines effectively. Their mission: neutralize Russia's second strike capability before it can even be deployed. Designed during the Cold War's twilight, the Sea Wolf class encapsulates stealth capabilities that were cutting edge at the time. Only 3 were built, reflecting their immense cost and complexity. With a reactor operating almost silently and refined for underwater operations, the Sea Wolf is poised to outmaneuver its adversaries. However, its limited numbers present a challenge. In this deadly game of acoustics and instincts, both sides prepare for the inevitable moment of confrontation. The icy depths might soon shatter with the sounds of sonar, leading to a perilous clash. But what happens when 2 titans of the sea finally meet in silence? Who will emerge victorious? The stakes couldn't be higher as technological advancements clash in the shadowy depths of the Arctic. The stage is set for an explosive encounter, and the countdown has begun. In the last chapter, we explored how Russia's Northern Fleet, established in 1733, now faces NATO threats. Defense Minister Tor Sandvik warned that in a war, Russia could strike the Bear Strait between Svalbard and Norway, as well as the GIUK gap linking the UK, Iceland, and Greenland. To counter this, President Putin must fortify his strategic concept of the Bastion defense. What dark secret lies under the Arctic ice, a fortress crumbling despite Putin's massive investments? Imagine the chilling grip of ice on skin, the eerie crack of shifting floes like distant thunder, and the salty sting of briny air seeping into every breath. In this frozen abyss, control isn't just power, it's survival. Putin eyes the Bear Gap, a vital choke point for his Northern Fleet submarines. Can he seal it off forever? Blocking NATO allies' access to the GIUK gap haunts his ambitions, unraveling decades of imperial strategy. Russia's domination of the Arctic, especially the Barents Sea and surrounds, is no flash in the pan. It's woven into Moscow's paranoia, a lifeline since Tsars ruled icy expanses. To grasp NATO's bold incursions, picture this: the Barents Sea pulses like a beating heart, its waters echoing with hidden peril. Why this obsession? The region shields Russia's nuclear jugular, a sanctuary for subs amid lurking predators. Flashback to the Cold War, where the Soviet Union birthed the Bastion Fortress doctrine. It forged fortified zones for SSBNs, protecting them from NATO prowlers. The Barents Sea reigned supreme, anchored by Kola Peninsula bases. The Northern Fleet stood guard, a bulwark in an atomic standoff. Post-Soviet collapse gutted the Russian Navy, leaving it vulnerable. Yet, Putin's ascent ignited a renaissance. Billions flowed into Boryai-class SSBNs and Yazan-class attackers. The Northern Fleet transformed, a gauntlet thrown at NATO's northern front. But now, doubts simmer. Does this bastion still hold, or is it a crumbling illusion under Putin's watch? The chill deepens. What if one misstep shatters this icy shield, exposing Russia's core weakness? Feel the water's bone-numbing cold, clenching like a vice, as shadows of subs glide nearer in this high-stakes game. Will Putin's fortress endure, or crack under NATO's gaze? Stay tuned, for the silence beneath the ice hides twists no one saw coming. What forbidden revelation could humiliate Russia's vaunted defenses next? Sleep evades you now, doesn't it? The Arctic's whispers amplify every fear. Why does Putin gamble everything on this frozen gamble? The sensation of pressure mounting, like ice cracking underfoot, builds dread. Fail here, and the empire unravels in a symphony of groans and splashes. Rhetorical as it is, this question probes a scalp-tingling truth: is the Northern Fortress a paper tiger, taunting NATO into catastrophe? In the chilling void beneath Arctic ice, silent hunters from NATO stalk Russia's formidable submarines, their patrols escalating beyond routine checks. USS Gerald Ford and Allied fleets surge forward in September and October, not just guarding, but aggressively pursuing Moscow's underwater arsenal. But is this cat-and-mouse game masking a sinister trap to expose Russia's vulnerabilities? Imagine a world where the spark of war ignites not from cannon fire, but a whispered sonar pulse deep in frozen seas. Could it trap humanity in an icy doom? Tension coils like coiled springs in the Barents Sea's deafening quiet, where October 2025 whispers of crisis. NATO's maneuvers seem calculated to unveil and menace Russia's prized nuclear missile submarines, lying dormant and ready to strike poise amid brewing tensions. This gambit risks spiraling into catastrophe, luring Moscow into a diplomatic snare, choosing perilous retaliation or confessing fragility. The unseen clash under ice teeters on its brink, fears mounting with each shadow in the depths. What if apocalypse dawns from a muted signal under polar caps, not screaming rockets? Such a nightmare looms tangible, eager to erupt in these raw, unforgiving Arctic expanses by October 2025. Strategists label this Phase 0, a hushed prelude to havoc, where nerves fray and silence screams, yet no shots echo. More entangled than prey-evading predator, it's a duel of equals, each a fox in the frost. Now, envision a clash on this echo-warfare battleground, where stakes chill the bone. Crackling ice overhead masks every creak. The salt-stung air thick with dread, and water's grip icy on metal hulls. One player, Russia's Yuzhny EM-class nuclear-powered ballistic missile marvel, epitomizing modern naval might. Consider the K-561 Kazan as a prime specimen, its presence a shiver in Western spines. The Yuzhny EM's core duty pulses as guardian, shadowing NATO's stealthy killers to shield Russia's Bory E-class submarine-launched ballistic nuclear submarines, SSBNs, the dread bastion. This vessel shocks with acoustic silence akin to revolution, surpassing prior builds, rivaling U.S. elite subs. Yet its peril emerges in arsenal volleys, caliber cruise missiles, Onyx supersonic threats, and hypersonic Zircon anti-ship barrages. Imagine, transforming from mere stalker to submerged strike tempest. Weaknesses? Perhaps lagging in reactor hum or sonar echoes behind Western behemoths. A fatal flaw? Its roar when provoked, or blindness in detection's blind alleys? Oceans now swirling, temperatures plunging to bone-numbing lows, the stakes elevate, fingers hovering over triggers. Will a misjudged echo shatter peace, or has NATO already humiliated Russia's shields, exposing cracks in the ice fortress? The Arctic's icy grip hides a brewing storm. By October 2025, this frozen frontier has become a powder keg, where superpowers clash over untapped riches, shipping lanes, and a chilling secret. Whispers of Russian forces bolstering nuclear arsenals at bases like the Kola Peninsula target not just nearby nations but the United States and Canada. NATO's elite subs, such as the U.S. Navy's Sea Wolf class and Britain's Astute class, the so-called silent hunters, prowl beneath the polar cap. Their mission? To track and neutralize Russia's subsurface nukes, potentially crippling Moscow's second strike power. This subsurface chess game risks sparking a conflict ignited by a mere sonar ping. In the Barents Sea, U.S. carriers like the USS Gerald Ford spearhead hunts for Russian subs. One wrong move could trap Russia in a diplomatic snare, exposing weaknesses or forcing rash retaliation. Imagine the next war starting not with explosions, but a faint underwater hum. This is Phase 0, a tense standoff before shots fly. Here, hunters become prey in a deadly cat-cat paradox. Building on how the Sea Wolf's design pushed Cold War stealth to new heights, with only 3 ever built due to outrageous costs, and its reactor enabling near-total silence via natural circulation. Racing through the frigid depths, a claustrophobic chill seeps into every crack. Crews sweat despite the sub's cooling systems, the hum of machinery a constant reminder of danger lurking in the darkness. Can a single muffled sound shatter the world above? Picture the Barents Sea's frozen lid cracking under shifting ice. A symphony of groans echoing through the water like tortured metal bending. Deceptive currents bend sound waves, transforming the ocean into a deceptive maze of echoes and shadows. NATO unleashes its ace, the USS Sea Wolf, engines throttle to a whisper, sensors alert in passive mode only. Amid the chaos, a sonar operator spots a blip. Could it be the Yuzhny EM's elusive trace? Instantly, the sub falls utterly still, an iron giant floating in suspense. The waiting drags on, nerves frayed like taut wires ready to snap. But what if Russia's multi-role attacker shifts the balance overnight, turning defense into a surprise offensive storm? Continuing from the tense hunt where the Sea Wolf freezes in place amid acoustic illusions, listening for any telltale sign. The Yuzhny EM, Russia's shadowy guardian, scans with passive sonar and sporadic low-power pulses, hunting NATO intruders. Its captain strains to perceive the subtle vacuum in the sea's natural racket, a void where the Sea Wolf hides. Neither knows the other's exact position, yet suspicion brews a lethal stare-down under the ice. Hours crawl by, the oppressive quiet broken only by faint vibrations, the crew's heartbeat pounding like distant thunder. One must gamble to break the deadlock, pinpointing the foe. That gamble holds the shocking truth: could this silent tension ignite global catastrophe? Propelled forward by the Yuzhny EM's uneasy vigilance sensing a lurking threat without pinpointing it. The Sea Wolf skipper, aware of the general bearing but craving precision, contemplates an active ping, a reveal-all echo. Ping. Yet it unveils his own lair. Smarter tactics emerge, a momentary speed burst, or a calculated clunk, baiting the Yassin into action. The Russian captain confronts the anomaly, a torpedo shriek or hunter's machination? Choices hang heavy: retreat, hold fast, scan with noise, or unleash? Misjudgments loom. In one feverish scenario, Yassin opts for active sonar, unleashing a roar that reverberates through the abyss, broadcasting its vulnerability to all ears. Teetering on the brink as that sonar blast exposes the Yassin, painting a target on its hull. The Seawolf systems light up, computing the foe's speed, path, and range in heartbeats. Tactical edge seized, it could unleash a Mark 48 ADCAP torpedo, slipping silent death. But Yassin retaliates swiftly, altering course, deploying decoys, or striking back. If desperate, it might lull the hypersonic Zircon from below, arcing like a lightning bolt midair. Speed becomes survival. The Mark 48 chases underwater while Zircon dives at Mach velocities. Will technology outrun fate? In this clash, the quieter First Strike sub holds cards, but doubts linger on Zircon's readiness. What buried secret could humiliate NATO's silent prowlers with a technology they've underestimated? Echoing the rapid countermeasures where Yassin counters the exposed ping. Though Seawolf gains the upper hand through silence and stealth, Yassin's arsenal, Zircon hypersonics, Onyx supers, Caliber reach, could level the field. Counterplay unfolds at breakneck pace. If Seawolf eludes detection at that instant, it might evade Zircon's fury. Yet uncertainties on submerged launches question Zircon's edge. More likely, Seawolf's poise prevails, launching its lethal shot first. The duel rages beneath, a silent war edging toward eruption, where one misfire humiliates the mighty. But twist, Russian tech whispers of a breakthrough, inverting the hunter-prey dynamic in an instant. From the previous part, where Norway's defense minister Tor Sandvik warned that Russia aims to dominate the Bear Strait and the Gyuk Gap, blocking NATO's access, Vladimir Putin must solidify the Bastion defense, a concept of fortified Arctic waters, to safeguard his nation's bold moves. Imagine the chill creeping through your veins as you realize Russia's Arctic grip isn't just territorial ambition, it's a chilling echo of Cold War horrors, where Moscow views the frozen Barents Sea as an unbreakable fortress, a nuclear stronghold built to shield its deadly undersea beasts from Western hunters, and now, Putin's massive investments pulse with an unsettling urgency that could shatter global peace in a heartbeat. How vulnerable is this supposed impregnable wall that has cost billions? And what dark secrets lurk if NATO's shadows pierce its icy veil? Putin craves mastery over the Bear Gap, to unleash his submarines and the Northern Fleet. He aims to seal off NATO allies from the Gyuk Gap, Sandvik stated firmly. The Arctic's howling winds carry Russia's deep-seated fears, rooted in centuries of strategic nightmares. The Barents Sea and surrounding expanses, heart of the Northern Fleet's domain, aren't a fresh obsession but a pulsing wound in Moscow's mind. To grasp the electric tension of NATO's probes, picture why Russia clings to this realm as a bastion, a sanctuary forged in history's forge. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union birthed the bastion notion, crafting shielded oceanic havens for nuclear submarines to nestle, shielded from prying enemy eyes. Echoing depths where SSBNs could hide. Evading hunters like ghosts in a fog. The Barents Sea emerged as the crown jewel, its jagged shores and Kola Peninsula bases a natural armor. The Soviet Northern Fleet's sacred duty? Guarding the sacred ground, a lifeline for nuclear parity. Post the Soviet Union's shattering fall, Russia's navy withered, a fading echo in the vast blue. Yet, with Putin's ascent, a fiery rebirth ignited, modernization surged, focusing on the strategic submarine armada. Billions poured into gleaming Boreai-class SSBNs, those hulking sentinels, and stealthy Yassin-class attack subs, the fleet's core gleaming anew. Putin's vision soared beyond mere defense, it roared a challenge, bolstering Arctic claims and flexing muscle against NATO on the northern front. But whisper this question, in a world where silent pings could ignite catastrophe, does this frozen stronghold Putin poured souls into stand poised for a humiliating crack, or is it a trap waiting to ensnare its arrogant invaders? Feel the icy grip of doubt, as undercurrents swirl, ready to pull everything underwater in one frantic twist. In our last exploration, we ventured into the treacherous realm of the Arctic, where the Yasen M-class nuclear-powered ballistic missile embodied the fierce strength of the Russian Navy. Now, we plunge deeper into this silent showdown. The Yasen M stands as a predator, trained to track and thwart NATO's stealthy forces, safeguarding Russia's Bohr-class strategic submarines. This advanced platform has garnered a fearsome reputation for its extraordinary acoustic stealth, comparable to some of the U.S. Navy's top submarines. What truly sets the Yasen M apart is more than just its stealth, it's the breathtaking arsenal it conceals. Armed with Kalibr cruise missiles, Onyx supersonic missiles, and the hypersonic Zircon anti-ship missiles, it evolves from a mere hunter into a multifaceted strategic powerhouse, lurking silently in the ocean's depths. However, Western analysts warn that despite its prowess, the Yasen M may have potential vulnerabilities in reactor technology and sonar processing, lagging behind its competitors. Opposing this formidable adversary is the Sea-Wolf-class nuclear attack submarine, a symbol of NATO's technological supremacy. With vessels like the USS Sea-Wolf and the USS Jimmy Carter, NATO aims to infiltrate the Russian bastion defenses to locate and track nuclear submarines swiftly. Their mission is to neutralize Russia's second strike capability before it can even be activated. Designed during the waning days of the Cold War, these submarines represented the pinnacle of stealth technology, with only 3 ever constructed, indicating their immense expense and complexity. Cells designed for silent operations allow the Sea-Wolf to remain undetectable, a crucial advantage. As both forces gear up for confrontation, the icy depths threaten to erupt with sonar's ominous sounds. The moment of reckoning is fast approaching. What will unfold when these titans of the deep finally clash in silence? The stakes have never been higher as cutting-edge technology faces off in the shadowy abyss of the Arctic. Now, imagine the icy waters of the Barents Sea. A Russian Bohr-class submarine has quietly departed its base, shielded by the Yasen M. NATO's mission looms large, to locate this sub beneath the chaotic din of ice and water, where echoes dance deviously. Surface movements disrupt sound, transforming the ocean into an acoustic hell. In the heart of this icy wasteland, the USS Sea-Wolf operates in utter silence, engines barely humming. Its sonar operator strives to detect any anomaly. Could it be a trace of the elusive Yasen? The tension in the air is palpable. A fleeting sound, a possible signature of the Yasen. But the Russian captain is vigilant, employing both passive and minimal active sonar to seek out NATO's shadows. An experienced operator knows that the Sea-Wolf's whispers might just be a mere ripple in the ocean's vastness. As both hunters sense the other's presence, a deadly duel of silence commences beneath the ice. After hours of silent tension, one side must make a risky move to discern the other's exact location. The Sea-Wolf's captain, armed with instinct and resolve, considers a bold maneuver. Should he dare to break silence with a sonar ping, revealing his own position? Or might he provoke the Yasen into revealing itself first? Imagine the frigid air thick with anticipation as the Sea-Wolf's captain decides to create a controlled sound, a subtle disruption designed to lure the Yasen into action. The Russian captain hears this unexpected sound, an approaching threat or a false alarm? Faced with critical decisions, does he flee, wait, or fire? This moment could ignite a conflict. And if the Yasen's captain opts to use active sonar, his powerful ping could mark the beginning of an unthinkable engagement. The question remains, will one misguided echo shatter the uneasy peace, or has NATO already breached the ice fortress, unraveling Russia's defenses? The icy depths wait, brimming with tension, as the dawn of a new conflict hangs in the balance. Imagine a world where the next global storm doesn't roar with thunder, but whispers from the frozen abyss. What if a single, silent pulse under the polar ice could shatter the fragile peace we've all taken for granted? In the heart of the Arctic, as of October 2025, tensions simmer like a pot ready to boil over. This isn't just about vast resources or quicker trade paths, it's a hidden chessboard where superpowers maneuver in the shadows, their moves echoing through the depths. From the earlier warnings by Norway's defense minister Tor Sandvik, we know Russia is bolstering its Arctic presence, with nuclear assets on the Kola Peninsula aimed at key allies like the UK, Canada, and the US. That northern fortress stands as Russia's core defense, patrolled by strategic submarines ensuring a vital second strike option in dire times. Now, NATO probes those defenses, perhaps slipping inside. Open-source insights highlight elite hunters, the U.S. Navy's Sea Wolf class and Britain's Astute class, silent prowlers intensifying their watch. These guardians spark a tense chase against Russia's northern fleet crown jewels, far from routine sails. Deep below the ice cap, where darkness presses like an endless night, the air inside the hull grows thick with anticipation. Crew members feel the chill seep through steel walls, their breaths shallow in the humming quiet. A faint vibration thrums from the engines, a constant reminder of the isolation. Will this invisible standoff tip into something irreversible? Picture elite vessels from the USS Gerald Ford Carrier Group, launched in September and October. Zeroing in on Russia's guarded underwater assets. It's not mere tracking, it's a bold play to shadow those missile platforms, positioning for any crisis, ready to influence from the depths. Yet this dance holds deeper layers, a calculated push to corner Moscow diplomatically on its most guarded secret. Force a bold reaction or expose a soft spot? The stakes pulse like a heartbeat in the void. This under-ice rivalry edges toward peril, especially in spots like the Barents Sea. Military minds call it Phase Zero, that razor-edge calm before chaos, where nerves fray but no shots ring out. It's no simple pursuit, both foes play hunter and shadowed alike, a mirror match of wits. On one flank looms Russia's Yazan M class, a pinnacle of naval renewal. Take K-561 Kazan as our lens. Its role? Shield the Borai-class ballistic subs, those silent giants of deterrence. Western experts whisper awe at its stealth, rivaling top American designs in hushed tones. What elevates it? A versatile arsenal, Caliber cruise systems, Onyx supersonic strikes, and Zircon hypersonic wonders. This shifts it from guardian to versatile force, lurking unseen. But doubts linger. Does its power plant or sound processing trail Western peaks? A twist, reports suggest it's not just stealthy, it's a chameleon in the deep, blending with ocean murmurs. Across the divide, the USS Wolf class embodies Alliance tech might. USS Sea Wolf or Jimmy Carter lead the pack. Their quest? Pierce Russia's bastion zone, the fortified veil, to shadow those nuclear behemoths. In crisis, they'd aim to disrupt that second strike shield early. Dimming Moscow's resolve. Born in Cold War's twilight, these were crafted to outfox Soviet elites, chasing ultimate quiet and detection prowess. Only three built, costly marvels of their era. Their reactors hum near silently at pace, using nature's flow. Hulls toughened for the crush, sonars keen as a whisper in wind. Flaws? Scant numbers mean allies like Virginia or Astute fill gaps. How does this silent symphony start? Envision the Barents Sea's frozen grip, ice groaning overhead like a distant storm. A Russian Borai slips from base, Yazan M escort weaving protection. NATO's counter, located amid the acoustic maze. Ice cracks echo like thunderclaps, water layers twist sounds into ghosts, hiding truths in echoes. The USS Sea Wolf glides low, engines idling to a murmur, ears, its passive arrays, straining through the din. A blip cuts the noise, a Yazan M trace? The sub freezes in ultra-hush, still as stone. Meanwhile, the Yazan M scans too, passive listens mixed with gentle active pulses. No direct catch of Sea Wolf's ghosting quiet, but a void in the ambient roar? Suspicion blooms. Without pins on each other, the duel ignites, hours of taut waiting under crushing cold, where sweat beads despite the freeze. One must gamble to map the foe. That ping could birth the storm. Rhetorical fire, could a captain's hesitation doom alliances? The Sea Wolf's leader senses Yazan M's rough bearing but needs precision. Fire active sonar? It'd light his own trail. Smarter, bait the bear. A brief engine surge, or a crafted tickle of sound, like a loose bolt in the vast blue. The Yazan M skipper hears it, threat nearing? Torpedo hum or hunter's feint? Choices cascade, evade, hold, probe, or strike back. Misread the moment, and Phase Zero shatters. Assume the Yazanem probes with its beam. The pulse ripples wide, betraying its spot to all. Seawolf's array sees it, location, path, speed locked in seconds. First sight wins the edge. From Hush, it could unleash a Mark 48 advanced capability pursuit tool, Silent Sentinel racing true. But Yazanem isn't blind, its own echo might snag Seawolf's outline. Dodge sharp, release lures, or counter swift, perhaps a long-reach caliber or hypersonic zircon arc from above, claims say, at blistering pace. Here, tech and reflexes collide in a blur. The pursuit tool slices water, while zircon, if ready, plunges from sky. Seawolf's shield? Vanish in time. Zircon's sublaunched form remains a riddle, and proven whispers. Likely, Seawolf's quiet edge and early peak tilt odds. A shocking shift. What if this chase exposes not just subs, but fractures in global trust, where one win leaves Russia's core exposed, or NATO's prized fleet outmaneuvered? Balance teeters. From that prior glimpse of Norway's alerts on Russia's bare straight grip and GYUK gap blocks, plus Putin's bastion fortification to back bold plays, we see the web tighten. A ping's fallout? Russia's deterrent backbone vulnerable, or NATO's elite pursuits turned? Either rocks the scales. The core revelation, in this acoustic arena, instinct clashes with machines, where a lone choice echoes worldwide. Twist in the tale, beneath it all. Melting caps don't just open paths, they amplify every whisper, turning the Arctic into a vast echo chamber of fate. As the duel peaks, a faint new anomaly stirs. Could it be a third player, unseen, tilting the board? The depths hold secrets yet untold, and the next pulse might redefine tomorrow.